Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our Heavenly Parent Holy Community, Oceania Hundoke. Today is Ahn Shi Il, and we have Reverend Takaaki Ito presenting on this Saturday, the 20th of September 2025, or the 29th of July in the 13th year of Chong Il Guk. So thank you all for coming, and let's begin with a bow to our true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind, Chanji, Champoninge, Kyombe, Paro. And let's recite our family pledge, both in Korean and English.
하전맨세 5. 전일극주인 우리 가족은 참 사랑을 중심하고 매일 주체적 전산세계와 대산적 지산세계의 통일을 향해 전진적 발전을 촉진할 것을 맹세하나이다.
Family pledge number 5. Our family, the owner of Chong-il-guk, pledges to strive every day to advance the unification of the spirit world and the physical world as subject and object partners by centering on true love. Okay, thank you. And I'd like to share again Father's prayer titled Hope. Please reveal the beauty of your original nature. O Heavenly Parent of creation, your beauty has been revealed in all of creation, and all of the external forms which you have touched are overflowing with the beauty of your profundity and manifestation. Please allow us to be able to experience and feel keenly through our minds and bodies your broken heart, which even today is seeking without rest the beauty of humankind, which is the purpose of creation, and please allow us to be able to relate to your love with beauty. Please allow our minds to appear like the original minds of the time when you created us, and please allow our bodies to reveal beauty like the bodies just after creation when they were not stained by sin. Please allow us to stand with minds and bodies of the original nature, completely free of any defects, which can represent your love and heart. And if you, our God, move, we move too. And if you, our God, are at rest, we are at rest too. We have come to understand that this is one of the standards you have had as you worked hard going through the history of the providence of restoration until now. Since what we must find now are our minds, and what we must complete are our own bodies, please let us find them and complete them. Then please establish us as beings who are able to bow down, representing the original beauty of our Heavenly Parent. Please allow us to be able to offer songs of gratitude and glory to you, Heavenly Parent. And we earnestly hope and desire that you will allow us to be able to feel deep in our bones and flesh that this is the purpose of our Heavenly Parent who has worked so hard. Because we have inherited the blood lineage of the fall, without our realizing it, we have left heaven and lived lives putting importance on ourselves, and we have left behind heavenly morality and acted centered on ourselves. Therefore, contrary to that, please allow us to be led by the call of our original mind, which is able to relate to heavenly morality. And please allow us to find our original selves, which heaven prefers by our original minds motivating our bodies. And we earnestly hope and desire that you will establish us as children who are able to resolve the limitations of the myriads of people, resolve the limitations of heaven and earth, bow down before you humbly and receive your love. We have prayed in the name of the Lord, Arju. Thank you. And let's give a warm welcome to Reverend Ito as he shares with us.
Morning, everyone. Um,
Good morning. I,
maybe
I, I received that uh, PowerPoint that you sent. Do you want me to run it for you, or?
Oh, yeah. If possible, let me check.
Yeah, okay, I'll just open it up. All right. Yeah, should be seeing it now.
Okay. Today I'm going to talk about through Father's words on the way of the spiritual leader and witnessing. So this is a book on through the way of the spiritual leader, part two, section two, witnessing. One, the reason that we should witness. What is witnessing? What is witnessing? Witnessing is inducing people to leave the satanic world with a smile and follow the heavenly path. You have to understand this. Do you understand? When I look at the way you do witnessing, you force people to come, completely disregarding whether or not the person likes it. But this is not right. Man is a spiritual being, so pray for that person and see what happens. Do an experiment. Try to give your utmost love for a person and cry with painful heart in order to raise him and persuade him to follow the path of dispensation. What is witnessing? If Abel is plus, then Cain is minus. This is satanic world. In respect to the satanic world, I am in the position of plus and Abel. We are to make Cain submit so that this plus of the satanic world can become a minus. It is not creating, but it is causing him to become one with myself. It is recreation, recreation. You understand? So it won't do if he dislikes it. He must be happy. God created the world with joy and not with sorrow. Isn't that right? Therefore, you must give love that surpasses the amount of difficulty and hardship that you are facing. Creation is inputting, investing, and investing again. You will be able to reap as much as you have given. Do you understand? For this reason, you will be restored to the extent that you have invested in people and the archangel. It is by the same logic, because such a formula exists. When I stand up in public, I tell you, put more effort in, invest by sacrificing. Is this a right education or bad education? This must be continued until restoration is complete. God is a master of creation. Did he engage in creation because someone told him to do so? No, he did it voluntarily. So can it be done by having someone tell one what to do? Would it be accomplished just because I desire it? We ourselves must want it. The same holds true for them also. Next.
Okay,
Then what is going out
sorry,
to witnessing? What is going out to witnessing?
sorry. Yeah,
Uh, it is asking you to complete the task and come back quickly. It is asking you to return to heaven quickly. So someone who is unwilling and reluctant will be doomed right on the spot. For this reason, I am chasing you out in order to avoid your destruction. It is theoretically sound. Therefore, once you understand this, you must go out right away. A German, an American, a black man, and white man all have to go. You cannot have the attitude, I do not need that. Even if I tried, the outcome will only be like this and like that. It all depends on this type of thing. The main objective of witnessing campaign is creating a national sphere for witnessing. If you can build a national foundation for witnessing, then you will set the national sphere of freedom. If you can build a worldwide foundation for witnessing, then you will set the worldwide sphere of freedom. This is one of God's strategies for the spiritual world. I tell you to go out and witness, but what is witnessing? It is showing the way. It is showing you how to return to God for the sake of the world. So, how great is that? If you ask an original man, where are you going to go? Then he will reply, by going through the world, I must return to the kingdom of heaven. So, how great is a task that paves the way? Receiving persecution, receiving this and that. Always one returns to heaven by passing through the world. If you do not have evidence, then you must find it. In order for the holy songs, the lyric goes, Jesus, I believe in Jesus because I was given much evidence. Have you received any evidence? You go out witnessing, bragging that you have evidence, but do you think they can be considered as proofs? What use does it have in proving things when you cannot convince anyone to remain? It has no relevance. When you go to the kingdom of heaven, do you have any gifts that you will bring? When you arrive at the spirit world, there will stand before you many martyrs and saints of great merit. Can you unwrap your bag of gifts before such great figures? Please reflect deeply. Do you think that you can unwrap and present things that resemble the belongings of a beggar? What kind of suffering did the Unification Church go through, and what kind of suffering did you undergo? You say that you are living for the sake of the nation and the world, that without going through even that much suffering, how can you say that you have led such a life? Next. It is more proper for you to take up the attitude, although I have suffered a little, that cannot add up to a real suffering. You will have a long way to go. When you get to the spirit world, you should be able to unwrap your gift box and say, this is what I have prepared all my life, so please receive it. Even a woman brings a full dowry when she gets married. So how can you go to the spirit world empty handed? When you go to the kingdom of heaven, do you have any gifts that you will bring? When you arrive at the spirit world, there will stand before you many martyrs and saints of great merit. Oh, we already went through this. Reverend John?
No, this is the next slide. It just
Oh, is this the next one? Oh, sorry about okay. Let me continue. Can you unwrap your bag of gifts before such great figures? Please reflect deeply. Do you think that you can unwrap and present things that resemble the belongings of a beggar? What kind of suffering did Unification Church go through, and what kind of suffering did you undergo? You say that you are living for the sake of the nation and the world, but without going through that, even that much suffering, how can you say that you have led such a life? It is more proper for you to take up the attitude, although I have suffered a little, that cannot add up to real suffering. You have a long way to go. When you get to the spirit world, you should be able to unwrap your gift box and say, this is what I have prepared all my life, so please receive it. Even a woman brings a full dowry when she gets married, so how can you go to the spirit world empty handed?
yeah, even though it's the next slide, it is a repeat of what some of it was before. But anyway, this is the fifth slide. Next one, Lord.
Two reasons we have to witness. What has been the purpose behind pursuing religions until today? The pursuit centered on the question of restoring one's own self. This type of religion will certainly perish away. No matter how strong their worldwide foundation may be at the present, it needs a spiritual revival. What is the purpose of those who are pursuing religion to save one's own life and the lives of Christians? They say they are trying to attain salvation and go to heaven. This is not how it should be. When you go to the spirit world, it is worthless to go there alone. You should be leading a life of faith for the sake of bringing along all of humanity. For this reason, even if you are told not to do witnessing, you must persist. Even if you are told not to lead a life of goodness, you must embody goodness through your actions. You can never enter heaven alone. You can only go there in pairs. For this reason, you must form a couple, have brothers and sisters, and restore the four-position foundation before you can go. Because the Reverend Unification Church found out and elaborated in public all that is necessary, then there are many among the young who do not like him. When they think about it, I already took all the best things and sold them. But what does that? But that does not mean that I am a religious swindler. Considering these, should you be undertaking witnessing activities in order to gain life? We must do it. Whom does heaven belong to? Does it belong to Reverend Moon? If it belongs to Reverend Moon, then are you going to live in heaven by renting it out from me? The purpose of going out witnessing is to gain your own life as well as to save Cain. In other words, the purpose of witnessing is to receive the certificate of validation from God and Satan and put it into practice. It is your battle to live according to the conditions that you have set down for receiving the certificate. You understand? You should already be aware of this while walking this path. But is that how you have lived? You have gone about your ways without understanding anything, right? Next. Suppose that you were not able to raise even one new member during your 3 years in the state. Then those who died during the period might accuse you. You bastard, are you not aware of the fact that if you do not witness to the people, then they become Satan? Why did you not witness to me? You were sent by heaven, but why did you not witness to me? I have to go to hell because you did not witness to me. If they say this to you, then what are you going to do? They will resentfully cry out, I had to go to hell because you failed in witnessing. I was sent to Satan, so I am going to make the accusation against you. Moreover, I will also make accusations against you. Now we in Unification Church are about to go out witnessing. Is this advancing forward or retreating backwards? Going out witnessing is surely advancing forward. Going out is the same as making progress. Therefore, without witnessing, there will not be any development and advancement. Those who speak against the people who are out witnessing will meet their doom. If they speak those wicked words, then they will become beggars. You just wait and see. If you do not witness, then you will decline. If you want to fade away, then you do not have to go out witnessing. No matter how much you proclaim the love of God, without Cain, you cannot enter heaven. You must go witnessing with all your heart and devotion. When you are doing witnessing, you should plead for help from your mother, brothers, and sisters, saying that even with your very best efforts, it is not enough. You should try to obtain cooperation of parents, brothers, and sisters. This is what you should do. Only then can you receive the help of the spirit world. Next. If I tell you to go out witnessing, you will run away saying, I do not want to go out witnessing. I am not going. How can you enter heaven with such an attitude? You must go out and invest more than anyone in the village. If you are in America, even if you display greater devotion than the early pioneers, it is still not enough. And it won't be enough if you take all the assets of your younger sister, your older brother, your parents, and yourself and invest them in your mission. Yet what you do is sleep and play all day. If that is what you are going to do, then it is better that you do not go out in the first place. Until now, have you passed the requirements for the activities that you engage in? Did you pass activities that correspond to the Old Testament? When you see someone spending a little more money than you, then do you think, since that person bought such and such clothes, I should buy a little better clothes? Do you or not? How about you? So I am telling you to go out witnessing. So did you witness? Yes. If I ask you about it, you tell me that you could not do it because you did not have time. But do you really not have time? Did it ever occur to you that it is really because your devotion is inadequate? Is that true or false? True. You must understand this. You are all like hooligans. Unification Church members should have nothing to do with hooligans. If that was not the case, then I did not have to go through suffering. Life is very short. So why are you acting so foolishly? Why? Why are you behaving that way? This is what you must realize. You must understand the fundamental principles. Can we complain? Can we afford to become tired? You need this type of heart. You should tell yourself, on account of my full devotion, I will become God's son, a great son. You understand? You must go out in place of your father and mother. You exhibit love before you return. This is what you must do. You should visit each house and explore there just as if you are digging up gold nuggets this big. You must visit many houses. You must carry this out. You must go out witnessing. Without you cannot come to understand the situation of God, Jesus, and me. I am doing witnessing even now. Isn't that the same thing? It's the path of the principle. Next. For you right now, is witnessing the enemy or is your body the enemy? Body is the enemy. You cannot go out witnessing simply at your own will. Those who are about to go out witnessing must first be recognized by Satan. We go out witnessing in order to be recognized by God. Therefore, you must first obtain a certificate of validation from God and Satan, then go out to the battlefield. You understand? Yes. You are not going out to you are not going out to provide salvation, but rather to obtain salvation. Do you understand? This is my position right now. You must first be saved before you can save others. You must first become an Abel in order to save Cain. Have you become Abel yet? You haven't yet, right? What do you have to do to become an Abel? First, you must receive the love of God, and then secondly, you must possess life. Then third, you must teach. This is a formula. To accomplish this, you must first receive the love of God. Are you receiving the love of God right now? How do you receive love? You receive love that corresponds to the degree to which you have chased Satan out. You automatically receive the love of God according to the extent to which you are able to eliminate evil. Isn't this how it should be? Love from God that will seek after me will amount to how much evil I have eradicated. If I put my life on the line and subjugate evil, then the life-giving love of God will be bestowed upon me. This is the formula. It's like a balanced scale. If one side goes down, then the other side goes up. If you eradicate more evil, then the side of goodness will be raised higher. And if you hold on to evil, even the side of goodness will be lowered. It is the same. God is able to give out you only as much love as you have destroyed evil. For this reason, it is said that you should love yourself more than anyone else. The principle behind the love of God is that you will receive as much love as you have offered to God. In other words, you receive God's love because you have loved Him. Next. A plus and a minus should become one to form a greater plus and seek a new minus. Then when they also can become one, they can become yet a greater plus and seek out another minus. When a large object can join up with a reciprocal object, then the unified being becomes another plus and looks for another minus. Similar unification church is also divided. Do you understand? It is divided into individuals, families, tribes, people, and nations. What Abel is supposed to do is to become a minus in respect to the satanic side. It is in essence a plus. That if you all have these plus types, then the unification church of the world will never be realized. Accordingly, Abel should become a minus to digest Cain, who is a plus, so that he can make a greater plus on the irritable side. For this reason, we must go out witnessing. Do you understand? Through witnessing, you must make an ever greater plus by making pluses in this way. You are forming a family. Abel, who had restored Cain, is enjoying on the able figure on the family level, digesting the Cain major plus. The center of the clan. In the relation, in the relationship, the high and the low must be connected. Then these three stages, left and right, must also become connected. Having front and back, left and right, and up and down is the principle of the universe. You exist through me for the sake of the descendants. For this reason, you must do witnessing. You must live for the sake of the right side. It is the law of the heaven. Isn't this true? You must live for the sake of the left and right. Parents become left and right, then what is front and back? They are brothers and the nation, right? These are all front and back. Accordingly, you must lead an altruistic lifestyle. You are about to greet the spring. Then what is witnessing? What is witnessing? What are you trying to accomplish through witnessing? It is receive the summer. What we are to sprout outwards and leaves grow big so that flowers can blossom and fruits can be born. How about the Unification Church? What would happen if you said, since I have done witnessing for 3 years, now I can go and home and relax? What will it be like? Even if that bears fruit, then when the cold wind from the north blows down strongly, you will begin to wither and shrink. Next. The purpose of witnessing. The purpose of witnessing is to create my second self. The Old Testament is a time of material offering. Isn't that true? Yes, it is. What is the New Testament then? It is a time for offering the Son as a substantial body. This is what Jesus had to do. Isn't that what Jesus did? At that time, the body had to be offered as a sacrifice. The body is the best offering that God wishes for. This is what financial restoration is. This is what fundraising is all about. We must do with fundraising. First, we must do enough of it so that people of the outside world, ordinary people, cannot catch up. Then we must raise ourselves up to the position of the Son, representing God by giving love, centering on His Word. You have to do witnessing, witnessing. You must do the mission of Jesus. What is witnessing? It is standing in the position of a son. In other words, it is paying indemnity for the New Testament. We must win over Satan. We must win victory over him. What is the purpose behind going out witnessing? It is to become better than Jesus. You cannot receive blessing if you are not better than Jesus. Isn't that true? How do you become better than Jesus? Jesus prayed to God 3 times at the Garden of Gethsemane that his life be spared. In contrast, I must never offer such a prayer even when I am dying. I won't do it. I will never do it, even if I have to face death. If you can have that standard, then you can become better than Jesus. This is how you should live. I do not pray for myself, even at the place of death. I never pray to save myself. Do you understand? Yes. So, what is the purpose of witnessing? Since we must be better than Jesus, then we are to raise disciples who would not stand opposed like Jesus' disciples, but would follow to the end, even to the path of death. For this reason, whether it is at night or during the day, you are not to leave them behind alone. You must enter the path of death together. We must be willing to die before that person or his child. All crosses must be borne by me, and you must be willing to be hit by all the stones that your people throw in the villages. You must receive all the curse and accusations, and you must be the first to receive all the beatings. This is how it should be. You understand? Yes. What is the purpose of witnessing? To become better than Jesus. Next. Then how do you do witnessing? You must put in more efforts than he does. You must be more diligent than he is, even more than restoring material things and going over the Old Testament, passing through the New Testament. Restoring the Son requires more dedicated effort. You must be more diligent than that. That is a basic principle. You must work harder than that. If it is otherwise, then it is not in accordance with the principle. This is the only way to pass through the New Testament. It is fulfilling the responsibility in place of Jesus. Adam lost the creation, man, and love. We lost these 3 things. Thus, in order to become his replacement and become the child of God, we must claim back the creation, man, and love. This is a way of restoration. This is the basic law. These are not the words of Rev Moon himself. Isn't that so? Do you understand? Yes. Therefore, we cannot neglect it. Accordingly, you wouldn't be able to even fathom how much I had to go through to claim back the creation and raise money. You cannot understand how many years I have shed for witnessing during many sleepless nights. You do not understand how much persecution I have received and how heavy a cross I have carried in order to restore the family that God wanted. Are witnessing through divine principles, carrying on a movement to find love. The world of heart, it will surpass time and space. The word and prayer ultimately all for the sake of love. Perfection is realizing the ideals of love. Next. The value of witnessing. Although one day of life may seem brief, a day of witnessing will be connected up to eternity. Our every action on such a foundation of order will be linked to the whole or to the eternity, and it will remain forever. For this reason, your every hard effort of blood and sweat during that one day of witnessing will be linked up to the eternity. After rectifying goodness on the foundation of order and establishing unchanging values that promise eternity, when all of you disperse to the Korean Peninsula to the witnessing, the values are finally secured. Then what will happen? The standard of truth that is raised high, a true standard that shows the path of a true man will slowly be revealed. It will be revealed on the individual, family, and national level, and the standard of truth the Unification Church upholds will finally become the standard of every man. Then what is then what? Boundless. The boundless day of goodness will prevail. Finally, we will greet the continuing days of goodness. When you are doing witnessing, then you will feel joy. On the other hand, without witnessing, happiness will not come. I am also carrying on this work because if I don't do it, I'll feel great pain. When I do witnessing, I feel great joy even when I am being cursed at. When you go out on a pioneering mission witnessing, then you will have the real experience of God who is always protecting us. On the contrary, when you oppose God and walk the opposite direction, your days are numbered. Next. When you have the living experience that God is alive, then you go out witnessing even if people tell you not to do so. Witnessing is the most stimulating activity and it produces new things. If you have 10 people before you, you carry on a sincere conversation. Then the 10 people will become new people. After that, you should go to the church and pray and then see what happens. Then, when they are making progress, you will also be advancing. You will rise up. When you go to the spirit world, the only thing that you can be proud of is witnessing. In the spirit world, your wealth cannot be an object of pride. Moreover, you cannot brag how much power you had once possessed. The only thing to be proud of is how many lives you have saved. The question is how many from your village and borough or from the tribe were connected to the new life. This is your asset. This is your only asset. Since the spirit world is fully equipped with everything, there is nothing that you will miss. If there was something that you will miss, then it is a true man. For this reason, those saints of merit who have made a great contribution in cultivating true men can become sons and daughters of honor in heaven. Accordingly, this is the only thing that one can be proud of. You must quickly carry on witnessing and go down to the bottom. You should offer run out and produce people who can go up and down at their will. So when I go down, there must be people who are continuously pushing me up. Do you understand what I'm saying? Ladies and gentlemen, suppose I have a difficult and heart-aching task before me, then wouldn't you try to accomplish the task in my place and refuse to have me involved in it directly? This is the same thing. You also have to build a similar foundation. Next. Now I'm reading through Mother's Speech, the Korean pastors on July 2nd, 2025 this year. You are living in the Cheongguk era. What is Cheongguk? It is a nation where blessed families, sons and daughters who attend the Creator, Heavenly Parent on earth are living. Then with whom must you become one? You must become one with Holy Mother Han. Do you understand? Now you must boldly state that these people has a future only by becoming one with Holy Mother Han. Ask those in the Christian realm, why did Jesus say he would come again? Ask what did he say he would do when he comes again. Ask how long will you just keep waiting for Jesus' promised return? You cannot enter heaven just by believing in Jesus. Heaven is a place where blessed families that exist due to the true parents can enter. It is something that everyone desires. To Today's reality, from which we can look forward to the future, is one of ongoing wars, conflicts, and religious strife. Until now, religions have emerged centered on man. This is not in alignment with the principles of creation. It is a mother who gives birth to life. Do you understand? We should attend the mother. Next. We must attend not only Heavenly Father, but also Heavenly Mother. You leaders of today must practice this and show it through your actions. You will do this, won't you? Do I trust you on this? Have you made your determination for 2027? After 6,000 years through Holy Mother Han, the Chinese sanctum was finally offered, a dwelling place on earth where Heavenly Parent has entered and can be fully attended. Yet even now the environment remains far from adequate. That is why I have long since emphasized urgent need for witnessing. It cannot be just one person per month, it must be at least one person every day. The nation must be restored. Only in this way can our people fulfill their responsibility as a chosen people. Only then can this nation become the homeland of the chosen people that is respected and revered by the world. Will you do this? Where will you begin? Will you start from Gapyeong? Will you start from South Gyeongsang province? Will South Chola province just observe? Let's all achieve victory together. Okay, I'm just giving small testimony for this is when I was born. As a day I was born, actually, my father wasn't there. As you can see, he came after I was born, because he was at the neighboring town. It's called Po, and he was giving a donation of medical donations because there was a cholera epidemic in Burkina Faso. And you can see he's wearing the IRFF t-shirt. It's International Relief Friendship Foundation. It's a organization that True Mother has been leading even when True Father was alive, for taking care of children and relief, and support for medical donation as well. And so it was a kind of a very miracle that I was born on that day. It's like God has, you know, blessed my father and mother on the day he's helped save lives when there was a cholera epidemic in Africa. Next. So in Africa, witnessing, I could feel from my parents that it was complete investment. My father even said that he went out witnessing to a person. He thought that person would be the best person to become a member. But actually, that person did not respond. And the person who joined was actually his cousin, who was just looking and seeing him coming every day and getting tired of him, and then, investing is hard, but there's no real result. And actually, the cousin who came was looking at, oh, can I come? And he finally came. He was the first member. His name is Bubakar Diallo. Actually, he's now the state leader in South America, in Brazil, actually. He was blessed with a Brazilian sister. So actually, the investment, and he was doing a lot of. He couldn't speak French, the official language there, but he was trying to learn French. He's teaching divine principle by doing 7 days fast. And so the members, later we found out that they did not understand what my father was teaching in divine principle. They felt the spiritual power, because he was suffering, and he was doing fast for 7 days and doing divine principle lecture. And later on, they were sent to New York, to World Mission headquarters, and then they received the lectures in French by French members. And that's when they attended the 40 days workshop, and the core members came back and they understood divine principle. And they were the foundation who received the 6,000 couples. And based on these couples, and it spread a lot faster. That now and then you can see the picture. There's a lot more members. Next. This is my experience, personal experience when I was in Hawaii. It was a second gen. His name is Shokoku Shigeta. He has been away from the church for a long time, and that's a lot of situation second gen right now. They their parents are pushing them, but the children they still haven't understood, and they still haven't gotten their own spiritual birth, so they haven't really uh, understood about the church, about divine principle. So he couldn't, his parents were always busy working even on Sunday, so he couldn't come to church. But every morning, his parents were doing hundokhe, and he wouldn't come, they wouldn't force him, but he could hear the prayer and everything, but he wouldn't understand, he couldn't understand the church. So he wasn't even thinking about the blessing, but he was already in the age of he was a college student already, age of blessing. So I went to his house, and then I brought him back, and then I took him out. We were going to go out for a second gen workshop in Kona, in the neighbor island where True Father has Hawaii King Garden. And I was the leader for second gen at the time, one of the second gen leaders. So I took him to do fundraising to get money to fly to the next island to go for the workshop. And that's the first time I met him, and I brought him witnessing. Actually, we made a lot. Only in that day, we made about $1,000 selling these roses one day. Um, but through fundraising, I was teaching him what was my personal experience with God and as a second gen, and he was really amazed, and actually he came back to church from then on, and he became an active member of our community, and he has been blessed so now, and he has three beautiful children, and he's still an active member in Hawaii. Next. This is a picture of the workshop that happened after we did the fundraising, a second gen workshop in Hawaii King Garden, December 2011. Actually, True Parents allowed a second gen to stay over the Hawaii King Garden. We were staying there. That's True Father's house. Uh-huh. He allowed our second gen to stay there, so we stayed there every day, and we every morning we had hundoke together and studied together, learn together. And there's a pool on the outside, and they had a good time together, and visited a coffee farm that is also owned by the church. So it was a very good experience with second gen. I think we have to energize our second gen. But many of them did not understand their own identity, and they had a lot of questions about divine principle and their own life of faith, and they couldn't understand what was parents' belief and about the church, about true father, about true mother. So we had a good session learning together, and I think it's a very good experience for all of us to make sure we have make the good environment for our second gen to learn and become more positive, and to come back to experience God in their own life. Next. This is a miracle that happened. My younger brother came in on the right. You can see, and his wife on the bottom left, and his children, and that's his parents, his wife's parents. Mrs. Togano was a mother, or his wife's mother, was actually in a coma and bedridden for months and months, and so we had gone through Changshin One visual prayer, and then we asked for liberation of the ancestors. And actually, right after we liberated all her ancestors, then suddenly her health recovered, and she actually woke up and was able to sit up and talk. And you can see now she was on the wheelchair. So that's one of the miracles of Chanchi One prayer, and also of liberation. It's very important. Liberate our ancestors, and liberating, not liberating, is really different. That's what we felt through this miracle. Next. This is another miracle that happened. My older brother's son, second son, his name is Narimasa. He had an urgent health problem, testicular torsion. Actually, he needed a operation, and even his body had so many issues. Suddenly, his neck became so huge. He has a big swelling on his neck, and then the doctor said he doesn't know. He doesn't know what it is, but maybe it's spiritual. He even say, we don't know what it is. You better take care of it. He doesn't know what he can do. He's just going to do the surgery. So he went quickly to with my father to Korea with a One prayer, and also requested the Chombo headquarters for medical angel, also a liberation of central evil spirit. And then they attended a 40 days workshop in Champion, did a 10 days treatment of Ahn Shi, as well as One prayer visual. And it was successful. And in fact, finally the swelling passed out, and there was no more swelling. And finally, he felt much better. And then he went back to Japan and did the operation, and now he's okay. He's doing good.
Well,
Yeah. Thank you very much. Any question, let me know.
thank you. Wow. Yes, thank you for sharing with us about miracles of faith that happened to your family, and actually many miracles, because of the sacrifice of your parents and yourself over the years. But just for me, just a quick reflection on the about witnessing. Some things that stood out for me were, like, one was it's the witnessing is showing the way. It's not uh, to be done alone, but to be done with others. It's not. It's really done to save our own life as well as to save the life of Cain. But the thing that struck me the most was that statement where I had to go to hell because you did not witness. That one makes me repent, because I've been in the movement a long time, and when I compare, how many days of witnessing, I remember the original goal that was given when I first joined. One member in 1 month, one spiritual child, and then mother explaining, that should be one every day, and which means that there's no excuse not to in every day have an opportunity to share with someone about our Heavenly Parent, about God's love, about our Holy Mother Heart. There's no excuse not to do, and that one struck me. And the other one that struck me is become better than Jesus. That never occurred to me, to be better than Jesus, and Father highlighting that he would never pray to have the cup pass. He'd never pray not to go the way of death. And so that is also something that struck me as to be better is to really invest 100%, 120%. Really focusing on giving the love of God. So anyway, those are some, I'm sure, and many other points, but those were the most significant for me today. So thank you. And if there's anyone that wants to share, please do. Yeah, thank you. It's okay if there's, yes, Jeff, go ahead.
Anyway, thank you so much, Takaki. We are reminded once again of your dad and his incredible life as a missionary, and the fruit are you kids. So that is really amazing. And one thing that I'm always reminded that Father said, which is kind of obvious, really, it's the only things you take into heaven are those who you witness to. We don't take our cars, our houses, and all those material things, but what do we take? Spiritual beings. And if we save them, then they come to heaven. But if we don't, they go to another place, So it's pretty amazing, isn't it? The most important thing we can do is actually save people to bring them into heaven with us. So, just a thought about that. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Jeff. Go ahead, Marie.
Yes, I would like to get some context for the first speech. It sounded like Father was talking to Koreans by some of the things that he said, and also the tone of the speech was very, very hard. And if you didn't consider context, it could be quite depressing, because he was calling them hooligans and saying, if you can't get the help of your parents and brothers and sisters, then you'll never succeed in witnessing. I believe that was said. And so if I took that personally and literally, then I would just give up. Basically, it would be too depressing. But I have to remind myself that Father did scold Korean members quite a lot, and they always got inspired by that. But when he did that in America and scolded them, members had to take him aside and say, Father, they weren't inspired. They're depressed because you scolded them. And so Father started to give a different kind of speeches to Western members because they couldn't handle the kind of speech he would give in Korea because the culture is so different. So anyway, I just wanted to put that context out there. And so I had to listen to that first speech with a lot of reservations so it didn't get me crushed. But I noticed that, the words from True Mother 2025 have a completely different tone, and they are much easier to hear. And anyway, thank you, Reverend Ito, that amazing testimony. And I think that's all I need to say.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, there's no one else, then let's offer our unison prayer together. So I'll just share the screen. Okay, there it is. And let's pray. Jew, Jew, Jew. Thank you, Rev Ito, for sharing. Thank you, everyone, for coming. And I hope everyone has a great day and see you all again tomorrow. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.